A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 11. I'm Ritwika Gupta and you're watching our special weekend edition, SuperAchievers Making New India, powered by VoiceWhat. Today we'll be talking all things tech and wellness. In the first segment, I'll be chatting with Thompson Gnanam, MD and Global CEO 3i Infotech. In the second segment, we have a conversation lined up with the co-founders of Oziva, Mihir Kadani and Aarti Gill.
In the fast-paced world of technology, one company is poised to make a seismic impact not just for itself, but for an entire nation. Welcome to the future, where 3i Infotech is redefining the game. Imagine a world where technology and innovation thrive. That's what 3i Infotech is doing for India and the global tech landscape. With cutting-edge solutions and a relentless pursuit of excellence, they are paving the way for a brighter tomorrow. The heart of this revolution is edge computing, where data processing happens closer to where it's needed, faster and more efficiently. In the world of technology, 3i Infotech is leading the charge. Their commitment to innovation and edge computing is not just revolutionizing the tech landscape, it's propelling India into the upper echelons of the global order. Joining us today is the MD and Global CEO of 3i Infotech, Thompson Gnanam, to elucidate on the scene.
Now, 3i Infotech is a global IT company propelling the wave of digital transformation initiatives. Its digital roadmap is centered on combining its offerings with emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, and more. What makes it a leader in edge computing and what's on the horizon for 3i Infotech, we'll find out now in a conversation with Mr. Thompson, MD and Global CEO, 3i Infotech. Thank you so much, Thompson, for joining us today on Leaders of Tomorrow.
Pleasure's mine, Ritwika. Fantastic for this opportunity. Thank you.
So let's start from the very beginning. Tell us a little bit about the journey of 3i Infotech, the growth trajectory. What can you tell us?
It's been an interesting journey. I keep calling ourselves as the 100 million startup. The reason being that, though we are 30 years old, 2 years ago, the organization carved out in a slump sale, the product division. Mm-hmm. We became debt-free.
Okay.
So 2021 April is a very interesting start point of our journey because that's where me and my new team came over.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic opportunity for people like us to run this like an entrepreneurs, So that has been the start of this journey, trying to see how we could probably build a new business together. With the product division sold off, we have to rebuild everything.
Sure.
So what was left out is the residual services business. And then we probably had to kind of reposition ourselves, set a new goal for ourselves. We said that we'll become $1 billion company in 2030.
Wonderful.
And then we also wanted to rebuild ourselves, and we said, okay, we need to kind of move away from our legacy of our ICICI Bank legacy and heritage. So the new 3I started being called as, for the 3 I's is innovate, incubate, and invent.
Nice.
Then we also said we need to have a new purpose. We said we're going to be a cloud-first, digital inside, cognitive-powered, edge-ready company. So that's set our focus for going forward. But the biggest challenge for us, Ritwika, is that we had to quickly become a services company because we were never a services company. We were a product company, which also did services. So in the last 2 years, we've been very quickly building our services competencies and capabilities.
Right. So just speaking up from what you said, you have certain focus areas, but I'm keen to understand how are you positioning yourself as a leader, in edge computing? What is your strategy?
We need to probably, as we are competing in the marketplace to be parity with our service providers, we also need to have a North Star. We need to kind of set a differentiator for ourselves. And that's where we said we'll focus on edge computing. So edge computing for us is the core pillar around which we want to kind of stay invested. I'll just give you some few numbers.
Yeah.
2022, if you look at it, Gartner says edge computing is almost close to a $250 billion business across the world. It's going to become, at a growth of almost 30% CAG, it's going to become almost close to, we are talking about a phenomenal growth of almost 3,500 crores.
Wow.
So this is a massive, opportunity for all of us to kind of, work.
Sure.
If you look at edge, and I'll spend a little more on what we want to focus on edge, if you look at it. Industry is moving towards the edge. So cloud, see, it's data center, cloud, edge. Everything is moving towards the edge. So if you look at Gartner talks about by 2025, 75% of the data will be at the edge.
Right.
Just imagine the movement of data from a data center to an edge. It's massive. So the entire opportunity for a service provider like 3i is to focus on the edge. So how am I going to manage an edge cloud? How am I going to manage edge application? How am I going to manage edge analytics? How am I going to manage edge security? So that's very core for us, and our entire strategy in terms of next-gen services and new products and platforms is focused on edge computing.
Nice. Thompson, it's also really fascinating to see the number of mid-sized companies, that are emerging as challengers, in India's tech ecosystem. Tell me, how are you embracing this landscape, the kind of innovations that you're undertaking? What can you tell us?
No, it's again a fantastic question, Ritwika, because it's so relevant to somebody like us in our journey, if you look at it.
Sure.
The only way for us to thrive is to challenge, is to disrupt. Because if I can't disrupt, if I can't challenge the current business models, we'll be extinct. Because if you look at it, today, everything is changing so fast. Innovation cycles are becoming shortened, transformation cycles are becoming shortened. Now we'll have to kind of change. So I see this as a great opportunity for 3i and our new brand called New Ray, because all the new businesses we are branding around New Ray, if I can look at it, it's an opportunity to be a challenger and a disruptor. So we have to innovate our customer engagement model. We have to innovate our pricing models. We have to innovate our entire business model, the way I look at it.
Right.
So I'll quickly give us maybe a small example of how things are changing. The entire 20 years of IT growth, if you look at it, services growth for India, we are all focused on this Thomas Friedman's world is flat, right shoring, and we all grew our businesses on this offshore model. Sure. That's getting disrupted. Because with the growth of AI and technology, that's clearly disrupted. The world is going a full circle. This entire business model on cost arbitrage is dying. It's dying. So it's going to be a reversal. I would call it reversing of the pyramid. The pyramid was like we had less work onshore on the geographies, more offshore in low-cost location.
Right.
With change in technology, it's reversing. I think that's the opportunity we have for a small company like us. We got nothing to lose. We'll move fast, we'll move quick. Compared to a lot of our large peers, they cannot dismantle their current big models which are extremely India-centric.
So we'll definitely touch on our New Ray network in a bit, but before that, I actually want to understand, there's this whole conversation happening from local to global. I want to understand, how do you see yourself fitting in the global context as well as domestically in the domestic tech ecosystem? What is your strategy to stay ahead in the game?
No, absolutely. It's a great relevant follow-on question from our last conversation, Ritwika.
Yeah.
If you look at it, very clearly the global strategy and the domestic strategy are very, very different if you look at it. And, and until we recognize the changes which are happening, we will not be able to be successful. So if I look at the global strategy, the way I look at it, and some of our top, in the last 2 years, what we did was very successful for us is, we built invested our high-end computing and technologies. We worked with IIT Tech Park. Extremely successful. We built this New Ray Future Tech, and this is really building cutting-edge next-generation technologies. The second thing is, and that's predominantly into cognitive analytics, as I said, on edge analytics and cognitive analytics. The second part is we also built New Ray Park. New Ray Park is an interesting experiment for us. Again, necessity is the mother of all inventions. We have very limited frugal budgets. You have to innovate. So what we did is we went to a tier 3 city and try and figure out, can we bring engineers there, bring them on extremely evolved training, and I'm telling you, we're very happy to talk about it. We got 100 engineers certified in Oracle in a tier 3 city in Tamil Nadu, all billable today. Right. So this model, we want to replicate onshore in the US and UK. It's a very important strategy. Say, for example, now if we are able to build the supply chain of the lower end jobs in the country, complemented by cognitive and technology.
Sure.
What we do with 100 people, we do with 10 people in the countries. That's one.
Yeah.
The second thing is the IIT Tech Parks will be the leaders of cognitive, next generation, knowledge-based economy, which will continue to be in India. So India will graduate into more higher end jobs, the way I look at it.
Sure.
From a global international service delivery model perspective.
That's very interesting, and it seems like there's a lot happening already. But before I let you go, as you wrap up this interview, tell me, what is your vision for 3i Info? What can we expect in the years to come?
One is we want to be a partner of choice to our clients, and our new mantra is going to be for the Neure brand is, in this age of AI and hyper automation and cognitive computing, we want to call return on digital and AI is important, but then how do we balance it responsibly?
Yeah.
So that's extremely important for us. The second aspect is we will stay focused on our customer centricity and balancing people centricity. Because in this age of, again, hyperautomation and AI, people are the greatest differentiator, the way I look at it, because they are going to be a differentiator. Everything can be copied. You can copy technology, you can copy AI, but you cannot copy your culture and your people. They are the biggest assets.
Wonderful. Well, it was great chatting with you, Thompson. Those were some really insightful takeaways. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Ritwika. Pleasure's mine as well.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned.